Welcome back to 90s Punk Rock Covers. My name is Sam, and today I will share with you my thoughts on this tiny and compact lens for the Leica M system, the Voigtlander 35mm f1.4 Nokton Classic Version II. Ever since I took the plunge and decided to go all in on the Leica system, I was looking for a lens to start using with my MP240 camera. The 35mm focal length has always been my favorite. I find it to be super versatile for almost any situation, from landscape and travel to street photography and even environmental portraits. So I started doing my research on some of the lenses and the options available and read some good reviews about the Voigtlander Nokton Classic line. It is not the cheapest option out there, but I will get into the other brands and options later in the video. But this lens made sense to me at the time, so I decided to pick one up. I wanted a fast aperture prime lens with solid build quality, and that is pretty much what you get out of this lens. It's all metal construction, it is super compact, and I find it to be pretty sharp wide open, although there are some things I will point out. When using a rangefinder camera such as the MP240, shooting at such a wide aperture can be a little tricky, and depending on the lighting conditions, at least for me, I've missed focus a couple of times using this lens. But the times you nail focus, the lens works as it should. Although the images I've been able to produce with this lens have been pretty sharp for the most part, they are not clinically sharp, as some people call it. They have a slight glow to them between apertures f1.4 and f2. I guess a lot of people refer to this as the Leica glow, which older Leica lenses produce, and I think that is what Voigtlander is trying to emulate with this classic line of lenses. Now, as far as color rendition, the images look very nice out of camera, sort of in the warmer side, but that could be the MP240 sensor. Now, obviously, the best thing about owning a lens like this is the size. Weighing in at only 7 ounces, this lens is super tiny and compact, and it is the perfect walk-around lens you can find. Obviously, comparing it against any other 35mm lens for a mirrorless or a DSLR camera. So let me just show you real quick how this setup will look like. So look how small it is. I mean, you can carry these anywhere, and it will never like weigh you down. So it's just a perfect size for this type of camera. The aperture clicks are nice and tactile, while the focus tab and ring moves very smoothly throughout all the focal planes. It is a little bit small, and sometimes I mistake it with the aperture ring, but it is to be expected on a lens this small. But definitely, it is a worthy trade-off in my opinion. Now, the lens retails currently at $599 from most online dealers. However, it does not come with a hood, which I find that to be odd considering the price of the lens. Now, if you want the native Voigtlander hood, you'll have to shell out another $70 for it. Now, it is a very well-made hood. It's all metal, but you're paying you know, $600 for a lens. It should at least come with a hood, I think. Now, as far as similar options out there, I have read good things about the 7 Artisans 35mm f1.4, which is basically a knockoff Chinese copy of the Leica Summilux, but I can't comment on how well it compares to this lens. That one comes in at around $430, I believe. And now there's also the Zeiss 35mm Distagon, but that is over 2K, so I don't think it's a fair comparison with this lens, I think. So would I recommend this lens to anyone wanting to get into the Leica M Mount system? Absolutely. As I mentioned earlier, the size alone is worth it, and the image quality is very good for a lens in this price range. Do I wish this was a Leica Summilux or even a Summicron? Yeah, most definitely. But until I can purchase one of those lenses, this lens is definitely a good lens to own. This is it for the video. Thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and please subscribe to the channel if you like this sort of content. Ring that bell to stay notified on future videos, and I will see you guys on the next video. Cheers.